All right, fifth grade, welcome back to your videos. We are on lesson 11, and this is our fourth video. We are going to analyze author's organization today. And we've gathered important facts and details for our essay from print and digital sources. Our print was the structure of a corn plant, that's in our close read, and the digital source was the video on corn. Now we're going to think about how to organize the information. I'll show you how I organize related ideas and paragraphs. Then you're going to have the opportunity to do the same. So right now, this is what it means by a mentor writing prompt. It means that we're kind of just looking at what a good informative / explanatory essay has. So this is not actually what we're going to be writing to. We're just analyzing it for right now. We're going to reread it. It says to write an informative / explanatory essay in which you describe the appearance and structure of a corn plant. Be sure to include an introduction, relevant facts and details from the structure of a corn plant and the video harvesting corn, and a conclusion related to the information present. This is the mentor text that we have been looking at. So this would be answering this prompt. We're analyzing it. This is what good features of an informative explanatory essay has. So it introduces the topic clearly, it develops the topic with facts, definition, and details, it groups related information together in paragraphs, it provides a concluding statement or section, and it's written in third person. So we're going to look at organization. So how did they come to organize this? Meaning, how did they know what information to put in each paragraph? So I'm going to show you what it looks like. So in my first paragraph, this is the introduction. It's always the introduction. I want to introduce my topic, and I want readers to know that corn is important to people and animals. So that's what I wrote right here. Corn is an important source of food for people and animals. In my second paragraph, I'll focus on what the corn plant looks like, and I used my notes about the stalk, the roots, and the leaves, which you guys have already done that as well. These ideas are related, and I'll use clear, descriptive words to help the reader understand what the plant looks like. So all of that note-taking that we did on plant structure, I added the most important information right here. So description of the entire plant. After the general description, I'll write about the ears, the female part of the plant. I can transition from a description of the entire plant, okay, right here, to a specific part of the plant, which is the ears. I'll explain what the ears look like and why each part of the ear is important. So that's what I wrote right here. Ears grow out from the nodes, the cob is at the center, kernels grow on the cob, which begin as eggs, and I kept going. So I organized my information, because if you look right here, you need to group related information together in paragraphs. You don't want it all over the place because that's going to confuse the reader. So today we're going to kind of analyze conclusion. Sorry, we're on the fourth paragraph here. Which, if we look, 1, 2, 3, 4, you guys are going to help me figure out how I came up with what information I included there. Okay, so we're going into, again, we're going from a description to the entire plant to specific parts of the plant. So this one was ears, this one was tassel. So if we look at the fourth paragraph, let's read it together. And this is what your guys' should look like. The male part is the tassel, which grows from the top of the corn plant. The tassel's branches are covered with tiny flowers that contain pollen. After the pollen falls on the silks, the eggs in the ear grow into the yellow kernels we love to eat. There are hundreds of kernels on a single ear, and every kernel can be the start of a new plant. I want you to pause the video real quick, and I want you to think about what is the main idea of this paragraph and what are the facts that support it. So you're just thinking of what's the main idea and what's the facts that support it. Pause the video and think. Okay, once you have your answer, let's go over it. So this would be what I had put right here. The main idea is that the tassel is the male part of the corn plant. That's what it's mainly talking about. And it produces pollen needed for kernels to grow. The supporting facts and details that help me come up with the main idea is that it grows at the top of the corn plant. Its branches have tiny flowers that contain pollen. When pollen falls on the silks, the eggs in the ear grow into yellow kernels. There are hundreds of kernels on a single ear, and every kernel can be the start of a new plant. So that's how I organized all my information in each paragraph. So it started with the introduction, sources, and just the overall structure of the plant. Then it moved to the female part of the plant, then the male part. And then we come to the conclusion where we wrap everything up. So I organized each paragraph into, where'd it go? Related information. So I didn't just include random details about when we're talking about the male part. I didn't include anything about the female part because that has its own paragraph of related ideas. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you cannot mix the two. It will not be as easy for the reader to follow if you start doing stuff like that. So during independent time, this is what your job is. On the back of your paper, you're going to analyze the mentor text conclusion, which is the last paragraph right here. It starts with corn may be grown. You're going to answer this. How does the writer summarize the information and help the reader make a personal connection? You should have some prior knowledge on summarizing. But when we talk about a conclusion, that's when the author is summarizing, okay? Which means that they're giving us a short version of the most important ideas we just read. Okay, so that's like the main or central idea of each of these, and they're combining it into one conclusion. Another thing a good conclusion has is connects. Okay, so the writer helps us relate it to our own lives. If you look at the last paragraph, the author summarizes by reminding us that corn can be grown in many places and then harvested. Then the author helps us connect personally by saying a cornfield is a sure sign of summer and that there will be plenty of corn on the cob to go around. So when you answer this question, how does the writer summarize the information and help the reader make a personal connection on the back of your paper, think about and answer this. What important information did the author remind me of? And how did they help me picture or connect this idea to my own life? Okay, so you are answering this right here, and I give you 2 hints right here.